There's our kitties that we saved today. Keys.
Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? This is Wayne, and we are getting ready to start our day. So I don't know where you guys are out there, but East Coast guys, it's probably about midday. West Coast guys, you're just getting started. It's 9 o'clock here. We're getting ready to head out and start running our calls for the day that are scheduled. And the first thing we have is a cat sitter has locked the keys in the camper. So basically there's a gentleman, his son has been watching the neighbor's cat and locked the keys inside the camper where the cat is staying. And so now we need to go open that camper so that they can get their keys and continue to feed the cat. Basically, if we don't come out, the cat's not gonna get any food. So getting ready to help the community out in that aspect. The next call that we have scheduled is a lady who is selling her house. She's getting ready to move. And this is pretty commonplace for locksmiths to be called out. She wants to make sure all the doors are working.
Coming up to the camper trailer, there are two locks. Sometimes both are locked, sometimes just one is locked. You can tell by pulling on the handle. If the handle pulls open, then the deadbolt is probably locked. If the handle doesn't pull open, you'll need to pick that open as well, like we did here. Picking both locks open, we added $125 to our day. Please check out the Associated Locksmiths of America, or ALOA.org. This is where you can get the best research and information.
Cabinet that's hitting the corners, kind of hitting the other side over here. So that means that the hinge needs to be adjusted. Now, the way that you do this is when you come on here, you see that you've got the hinge right there, and then it has this cover plate on here to make it look pretty. If you take that off, we have an adjustment here that will go in and out, and then one that goes up and down. Okay, so these are your two adjustments on your hinges because they actually build it into the system so that you can actually fix it. So now that we have this adjusted correctly, I'm going to put this back on and let's see if we have made a difference here. And that's just it. See, it's no longer hitting over here, no longer hitting over there. We're good to go.
I'm showing invoices just so people can really gauge how profitable and good of an industry this is actually to be in. We were here for maybe 15 minutes and made about $207 on this one job. This is also sponsored by Freeman, precision tools for the locksmith profession. So it sounds to me like we need a new power supply. We've got an exit device, 15-second delayed egress. Maglock controls the 15-second delayed egress. The exit device works, but the 15-second delayed egress does not work, and it's not you can hear it. I mean, you can hear it clang. Okay, so it's not an issue with it not engaging. Our power supply is not providing power, and this little guy right there is probably, well, it sounds like it is very not happy and bad. So, this box, this power supply box, or this board, needs to be replaced. And that has to be done with an electrician because that is 120 volt power coming into it. So, yeah, power supply, picture. Picture. Okay, so the door is secure. It is free egress, so if there's a fire, everything is fire compliant. This is not really an emergency. However, if you want the delayed egress function to work, we're gonna have to replace this power supply. The guy said it's probably 15, 20 years old. So that's what's gotta happen there. Here we go, we'll add another $350 roughly to our income. Next, we are sponsored by GKL Products, and we're going to show you how the Hinge Doctor can help you in the field make extra money. Okay, that checks out, I guess. The old zip tie handle. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to resolve this problem and get rid of the zip tie by taking off the old hardware Now you'll notice that the handle kind of threads off of there. That was one of the reasons why we got called out to this job and they didn't know how to take the original cylinder off, was because it threaded on there. They took off all the screws, but they didn't know how that rose threaded off of there to get the actual lock set and chassis off. Here we're installing a Duranautic commercial grade passage lever. Passage means that it's not going to have any lock on it. It's never going to be locked at any point in time, but it's just going to be used to keep the door shut. So when the guys come in and use their greasy hands, the door is going to unlock. Now, in this case, we tried to use the hinge doctor. We were trying to pull the hinges back up. However, that did not work and did not pull it high enough. So we did end up having to trim the strike plate out just a little bit. Not ideal.
This one, we got the same problem where the latch isn't going in, but on this one, we actually have room to put our tool on, our hinge doctor here, and actually fix the problem. So, put that on there, see how it fixes that. Up here, do the same thing. Okay. Anytime we're working on the door, always want to notice, you can see all the oil and everything's blown out of here. That thing's not going to work anymore. So this needs to be replaced as well. So we'll make that recommendation.
Lunchtime, time to grab some lunch at the Grateful Deli in Aspen, Colorado, a one-of-a-kind sandwich shop. This portion of the Locksmith documentary is sponsored by the Triton Plus key machine. Triton Plus.
Hey, this is the Rytech Locksmith 3D printed tools. So this bolts into your truck or van. Boom, it's got little screw holes right here, right here. It says do not over tighten on there, obviously, so you don't break anything. Rytech, designed by Ryan. Just got these little honeycomb features right in here and some little slots to put all your tools and stuff in there. Really great little organizers for your truck or for your van. Just all these little different boxes, card holders, whatever you want to use it for, Rytech has a solution for you. Check them out. There's a link down below that makes some of the coolest, most innovative products. I have these things all over my desk and all over my truck and van and mobile service. I use them all the time. I think you'll like them too. Check them out. Thanks for watching. Check out the link below.
Next on our list is a safe open. Luckily, this one was set to the factory Kaba Simplex code, so we were able to go ahead and get this operational for the customer. They moved into a new house and found the safe there, and we added another $285 to our day. Our next sponsor is Frontline Defense Systems. This system is the most pry-proof system for your doors possible.
So, big gap, and then not retracting all the way. Now, you can see these move up and down, but that bottom one is not releasing. So by the time you pull this up all the way, then the bottom one holds, and then you have to let it drop back down to come out. So everything's being held up by that. And you should be able to adjust these hinges to help scooch the door back over so that it doesn't have that big gap.
Here we have multi-point hardware. Now this is one of our specialties because this stuff seems to be all throughout the valley. Multi-point hardware is defined as hardware that has multiple points of contact for locking. So how a normal lock just has the latch or possibly a deadbolt above it, this system is one cassette that is built into the door with a complete track frame. Now what you're seeing me do now is adjust the hinges to try and close that gap on the door. We need to get the gap closed because it gets very cold in the wintertime, and that is supposed to be one of the advantages of the multi-point locking system, is it locks it into place at multiple points to help seal the door shut, both for security and for weather. Now you can see that we've got some other adjustments that we've got to make on here as well. The little tabs that come out, they can be called chute bolts or tongues or studs, several names for those. Those need to be aligned to their
spot that they go in on the opposing door so that everything lines up. Now, after years of use, wear and tear, along with the house settling and shifting around things, this is where these units become out of alignment. Now you can see that there's so many points of contact that we have to adjust each one of the hinges and then adjust each one of the points of contact to where the door fits squarely back into the opening and all of the mechanical functions actually still work. So we use some lubricant and line everything up, and now everything's good to go.
Yeah, that's fine.
They also had another piece of trim that needed to have the spring put back on it, and here we are with another $520 some for the day.
This portion of the documentary is brought to you by Lab Inc., makers of the pins to rekey your lock cylinders.
Alrighty, so for our first call, we had a mortise body, Baldwin mortise body unit that was not functioning well. The set screws were not set completely, and it just needed a good service. Take it apart, lubricate everything, put it back together, put it back in service. These old Baldwin mortise body locks, they are ultra heavy duty. I mean, these things really, I bet that lock set is 50, 60 years old, quite literally, and they just don't make stuff like that anymore. So, you know, it is what it is with that kind of stuff, but that's what we're here for. Seeing the unusual things that people cannot buy in the hardware store and things that can't be replaced or can't be, you know, purchased. I bet they don't even make that model anymore. If that was to be replaced, we'd probably have to replace the whole thing, the inside, the outside, the trim, the mortise body, and everything. But we were able to get it done, get it hydrated, get it lubricated, get it functioning properly. There were no springs or anything broke. There was nothing worn out beyond repair, and now everybody's very happy with the work that we provided. So for more information, check out the website below. Just enjoy this documentary, and this is what we do. I mean, this is really it. This is the real deal out in the field every single day, helping people, serving the community, and just putting in an honest day's work. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so we've got an old Baldwin mortise body lock here, and you can see that this is starting to come unthreaded just a little bit right there. So we'll probably need to tighten that up. And then it also, like, see how the handle kind of moves without this actually moving. So these two set screws need to be tightened up. It needs to be threaded in. And then that's a little stiff. Still, everything is actually functioning pretty well. So I think, oh, there's what the problem is right there. Yeah, it's just kind of skipping. So you see how it kind of skips there. So, but that should be able to be solved just by tightening the handle up. Beautiful old Baldwin mortise body set. They certainly don't make them like they used to. Yeah, so we've got the thumb turn here working. That is now working. We don't have that space anymore. We lubricated everything up in there. Rebuilt this mortise body so that this works much smoother. And then we also have the key on this end, and it's kind of a two-stage key. So if you have the key will go in, and then it will release the deadbolt, and then as you continue past 360 degrees, it will give you momentary bypass for the latch. But everything is now working, including the buttons, deadbolt, and everything. Okay, so push the exit device, and the door does not want to open. Collapse it. Doesn't want to open, but it looks like it's free here. So it's free at the bottom, free here, but then we're catching on the top, and then we have a really good indicator that there's a problem with the top linkage here. Now the way this system works is the trigger is actually up in the top. So it's one of those secure tech systems. So we push the button up here, and that throws the bolt down there, as you can see, and then it retracts. Okay. That pin goes down into the bottom too, down there. So I think everything is all revolving around that top pin, so we need to get a... So this is how that system works. At the top of the door, you can see the exit device comes up, and then that goes in. Then you hit the exit device, and it collapses, You can see it's not going down far enough. So we should be able to take this piece here out and then thread that back down and adjust it a little bit, hopefully.
Okay, so the door's going to come shut. Push. Like magic. Everything is functioning smooth and clear.
Alrighty, now it's lunchtime. Got a burrito here. So one of the best things that you can actually do for your company and your business is eat out. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I will usually schedule my rekeys for restaurants or lock service for restaurants around noon. Now, why do I do that? Well, one of the first things that we do is we come in and we're professional and we solve the customer's problem. Usually most restaurants open up at about 11, so that's when I like to get in there nice and early, and then usually I'll have that problem fixed by about 11:30, noon, somewhere right in there. Now we've got the lunch rush coming in. I got my job done before the lunch rush happened, and what am I gonna do next? I have a happy customer because I just fixed their problem. I'm gonna sit down, and 9 times out of 10, when I get in line to eat after I've just solved their problem and fixed their lock and they've signed my invoice and I've just charged them $200, $300, $400, $500 or however much it is, they'll usually give me lunch. I mean, I don't ever expect it, and I'm always willing to pay for it, but usually 9 times out of 10, they'll just buy you lunch, and that's a real courtesy, tradesman courtesy thing type of to do. You know, it's like, you're good working people, you're here being a manager, you're managing these people, you're at work busting your ass all day, so am I, let's help each other out. So that'll be what usually happens, but it's never expected, and I never ask. After that, I'll then sit down and I'll eat my lunch. It's usually very good. So now I've solved multiple problems. I didn't have to bring lunch. I'm now full. I don't have to eat lunch. I didn't have to go anywhere. I'm saving time, and I'm gonna pull out my phone and I'm gonna start writing them a review. I'm a level 9 guide on Google, and that's by design. When I leave a review, good or bad, it sticks for a very long time. So I'll go online and I'll write a review. And I'll usually go on Google, I'll usually go on Yelp, and sometimes some of the other platforms. But those two are the main ones, Google and Yelp. Google is the most important, Yelp's the hardest to get. And so when I'm done with lunch, I'll tell them, hey, thanks for the lunch, I appreciate it. I wrote your review here on Google and here on Yelp, and I'll usually just text that to them because I'm texting back and forth with them. And what do you know, lo and behold, what do you think comes next? My review link. Just thank you for your business. Fresh reviews really help out small businesses. If you'd like to leave a review, here's our link. Click. Do you think that I'm more likely to get that review back from that manager after I've solved their problem, I've fixed their lock, I've gloated and complimented their food online and their service in their restaurant? Now they're going to reciprocate and they're going to write that review. This is why I have like 4 times as many reviews as my competitors, because they don't know business like this. They don't use these tips, tricks, and techniques to be able to make their business better, get more reviews, build that rapport, build that reputation. And I guarantee you that manager is never calling anybody else out here to fix anything. They're calling me and they're calling my company. So take that free tip from Wayne, the locksmith coach, and that is your business coaching tip of the day. Eat lunch out in the field, schedule your restaurant rekeys around noon or dinner time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Put that tip to use. Leave your comments below and let me know how that works for you. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, this is Wayne here, and I want to talk to you about alarm and security systems today. If you're like me, the next sentence out of my mouth is going to concern you, and it's going to concern most people out there. If you pick up your phone or your tablet or whatever you're using and do a very quick Google search of whatever security system or alarm system that you have currently, this includes top 5, big 3, professional monitoring, all those different systems. Not all of them, but most of them, if you type into Google that system and the words hacked or bypassed, you will be extremely shocked, like I was, with the search results that come out of this. You might even see your system there being hacked by a $20 or $30 device that you can buy on Amazon. I have a solution for you, okay? If you are in shock and awe, you're probably also thinking about changing your service provider and your company. Check out Pulsar. That is Halo Pulsar.
Okay, I'm going to put a link down below. Check out Halo Pulsar and do the same thing. Do Google search and hacked or bypassed. The reason you're going to not really see any information or any content on this system being hacked or bypassed is because of military grade end-to-end encryption. Okay, now in this day and age, there's so many signals flying around out there that they can be extracted right out of the air and you don't even know it. Somebody can be sitting on your curb and they can have this $20 or $30 device and they're pulling and seeing all the different stuff that you got going on inside your home with your security system, mind you, and your cameras and everything else that you have going on in your home. Pulsar stops that with end-to-end military-grade encryption. End-to-end military-grade encryption. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. I just brought the information to you. I want you to do your own independent research. And if you're in the market for a new alarm company, please check out the link below. They start at $199 for the package, and they're $39.99 a month. You're not going to get a more secure, better monitor system than this, and it's all DIY. It's do-it-yourself. You're paying Pulsar, not me directly. These are some of the signs that you're going to get. I just got the package in today, and this is kind of what it looks like here. So here's going to be our monitoring hub. Okay, this is what connects to all the Z-Wave products right here. We've got, so with your basic system, you're going to get the hub, some sensors, 2 sensors, and your LCD panel, like this little guy right here. Okay, so this is basically going to control your automation system. This is what you're going to come in. The alarm system's going to go off, and then you'll put in your code, and you'll control everything through the touchpad here. I have ordered a few extra things, such as the indoor 360-degree camera, so I can monitor this. I can rotate it up and down. I can go up and down, and I can go side to side. So very, very cool Alula camera here. And again, remember, the whole point of this stuff is that everything is encrypted, okay? So it's encrypted when these sensors talk to that device and the device is actually being activated. That is all encrypted, and that's the main thing behind it. Here is the doorbell camera right here, and it looks like we have another sensor right here. So we're gonna get all this stuff installed. Stay with me, stay tuned, check out the next video, and thanks for watching. I just found this too funny to not take a picture of, so I figured I'd jam it into the slides here. Here is the alarm panel, very easy to install. You can see we've got some wire hiding material there. You just literally plug it in, mount it to the wall, and then here is the doorbell cam. Now it comes with several angle holders, so you can angle it to one direction or another, or you can have a straight on shot. This one, the best shot, needed that little bit of angle to go ahead and look over just the way it was positioned. It's supplied from its own power from the original doorbell. Here is the Alula 360-degree camera that we have mounted up high. Now we can move that and pan and tilt. And again, here's another picture of that alarm panel, LCD screen, nice and clear. For more information, check out wayneslockshop.com. You see these invoices if you'd like to earn income. Check out wayneslockshop.com to learn how to become a locksmith and security professional. Thanks.